Interesting news in the comic book universe. I definitely never would have expected this. Yet I do expect the outcome. So if you're a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like we are, or maybe not as much as we are because we don't follow the comics. We're kind of retro.
That's the one thing we haven't really gotten into is the Ninja Turtle comics.
Yeah,
I heard they're good, but
oh yeah, we know they're good. I mean, that's where they got their start.
Right, of course.
Like I know there's going to be like some comic diehard Turtles fan out there that's going to be like, "You're not a true Turtles fan. You didn't like the comics." I liked the cartoon from the 80s. I liked the movies.
I like all the cartoons.
All the cartoons I'm down with.
Okay.
Like I picked up a few of the comics and I read them. I'm like, oh, okay, they're cool.
We know that Ninja Turtles started off as a dark comic. We know
dark and gritty, dark and gloomy.
Gritty.
Yeah, I know.
Yet, still, when you hear news like this, it is pretty shocking. Mm-hmm. Tell them what happened, Bill.
Oh, okay. So, a death in the family. We lost an... Oh, spoilers, by the way. Yeah, I'd stop watching now. So, yeah. One of the Ninja Turtles was killed in battle. Half shell. Now, at first, I was scared because I was like, they killed Splinter. I was like, they did it, didn't they? They killed the master. Like, you killed off my favorite character, and I'm like, it would have been. But no, Splinter lived. In fact, he lived well. The person who did get it, though, I was like, oh. So, our favorite nerd.
Oh.
Our favorite purple staff-wielding hero in a half-shell. Literally got even more half-shelled. Yeah, was killed in battle. Now, I'm not too well about the details of the fight. Apparently it had something to do with like a double team, like Rocksteady and Bebop were there.
Donatello got murdered by Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh, wow.
Let that sink in for a second. Bebop and Rocksteady murdered Donatello.
Well, he had no help, right?
No, he was by himself.
Yeah, he was by himself.
He was by himself.
Now, Donatello wasn't the best fighter. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't the best.
Yeah, he had help from Metalhead, but it wasn't enough. So he got killed. Crushed his shell with a sledgehammer and
yeah, and like you can literally
you
can literally see the blood like leaking from his back. And later, and apparently the other turtles are out doing something, and Splinter's somewhere else too.
You know that Raphael's gonna go berserker.
Oh,
he's
gonna
go berserker.
You know that Bebop and Rocksteady are probably going to die.
The gloves are coming off.
The gloves have come off.
But but then something weird happened. We found this another article. Well, it's not weird. Let me rephrase this. Mm-hmm. Then we find this other article that apparently is a future look. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but apparently it looks like Donatello wasn't dead, but like in a coma. So, here's the thing, Will. I'm shocked and sad that Donatello did it, but at the same time, this is comic books. This ain't gonna last.
They're gonna find a way.
If they could find a way to bring back Steve Rogers with a magic bullet, or Batman going through time, you know, shoot, I wouldn't be surprised if they find some way to bring Archie back. I'm just saying. You know, they're gonna find some. That's the thing about death in comics. It's a boost in temporary sales, but it's like, not going to last.
Like with comic book deaths, you might as well take it at Dragon Ball Z value.
Yes, that's well said.
Like death has very little consequence on the world of fiction anymore.
Right.
Like even a hardcore novel that is like as realistic as it comes, you could totally bring someone back from the dead.
Yes.
Like for example.
So he might already be back from the dead. It looked like he was just in a coma. I don't know.
Like for example, Sherlock Holmes, very serious novel.
That was probably the first ever. Before Superman, that was the first one. Sherlock Holmes.
Very, very serious novels. Like it's very realistic, no magic or whatsoever, none of that crap. Yet, he came back to life. Yes. I won't spoil how. Go and read it. Good story. Mm-hmm. Like all I can say is power to the fans on that. But yeah, like it's shocking because I definitely never would have imagined. Oh wow, they actually killed a turtle. That's never been done. But at the same time, it's like when is he coming
We've had turtles maimed and injured.
Oh yeah, like in the movie, Raphael was as close as you got as to being dead. Like he was pretty much dead.
I know in the late 90s when Turtles comics was run by Image Comics, they got effed up a little bit too. I know Leo lost a hand once. Yeah, that happened. But
I'm sure Donatello gave him a robotic hand.
Yeah, but yeah, actually, and that happened, and pretty brutally too. It was definitely a shock. But at the same time, well, like you said, Will, they'll gather up the 7 Dragon Balls and wish them back to the land of the living somehow.
They'll find a way.
But it was pretty shocking to see one of the
the image that I saw, it was a Splinter holding Donatello, and he's like, my poor son, or like, my poor brave son.
And it's different when you talk about American cartoons and American comics. The thing about anime and, like, for example, if one of the Sailor Senshi, like, Sailor Mars was beaten to death or something,
They've died.
Yeah, they've died before. I mean, it's sad. It's sad to see. It's you hate to see it, but but you're more used to it in anime and manga because they're a little more, intense when it comes to than American cartoons. To see this to happen, in a Turtles one.
It was just I didn't see it coming.
Exactly. I did not see it
But I'm expecting him to come back.
He's gonna come. He probably is already back. But it just was very
out of left field,
unsettling.
Yeah, a little weird.
You think the turtles always come through. You didn't think of a turtle actually getting it, actually eating it.
I know Splinter died and came back.
He had like a heart attack, didn't he?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm old.
I don't know. I guess it depends on your series.
I know. It's very...
Splinter's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's very kind of, it was shocking. It was shocking. But, like I said, he'll be back one way or another. So,
yeah, so...
That's the thing about comic book and deaths in comic books, that, Superman really did ruin it for everybody.
Maybe.
They'll find some way to bring them back.